So we had the recent Virginia shooting, obviously. Allison Parker and Adam Ward, who work for a local station down there, or WDBJ, were murdered by the shooter. I don't want to give out his name anymore. I mean, you're seeing it all over the place. You'll probably see it in the next picture we show up of him as well. But I don't want to give these guys any more spotlight than they deserve. But he did put out his manifesto, and I do want to talk about how stupid he is. Because, in our best efforts to make sure stuff like this doesn't happen again. So he explains in his manifesto that he sent to ABC News before he got killed. He said, "Why did I do it? I put down a deposit for a gun on June 19th of 2015. The church shooting in Charleston happened on June 17th. What sent me over the top was a church shooting, and my hollow point bullets had the victim's initials on them." Okay, listen, you dumbass, even though you can't because you're already dead. Your idea of saying, hey, you shouldn't have shot the black people is who were innocent, and that was a loathsome, horrible thing to do. I will in return shoot white people, which would also be a loathsome, terrible thing to do. You think those people who were killed in that church would have wanted you to shoot random innocent white people? Is that what you think? And you put their initials on the bullets? No, they were good church-going people. They were good Americans. They would have tried, my guess is they would have desperately tried to talk you out of it. And he says, as for Dylan Roof, who was, of course, a shooter in that church shooting, he calls him names and he says, "You want a race war? Bring it then, you white," whatever the curse he happened to use there, okay? No, but you're so stupid. If Dylan Roof, who shot all those poor people in that church, wanted a race war, why would you help him by instigating one or getting one closer to reality? Now, it's not going to get to that point. But there are people now in the white nationalist groups who are like, yes, race war, we knew it. Blacks are shooting us, we got to shoot them. Now you're going to get, not only did you kill these poor innocent people, but God knows if those idiot white nationalists then go shoot other black people, because apparently that's what you care about, because in his own way, of course, he's racist as well, the shooter in this case, right? So now you're going to get the people you care about killed. I mean, it's so dumb in so many ways. And he says, but if you're not clear on what a bad guy he was, he said, also I was influenced by Seung Hui Cho. That's, of course, the Virginia Tech shooter. That's my boy right there. He got nearly double the amount that Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold got. Just saying. See, this is why we don't show their names and talk about, who they were that much, other than to diagnose it and then tell you what shouldn't happen and then move on. Because the guy wanted the spotlight. That's why he waited for the camera to turn before he started doing the shooting. Well, he wanted it live on air. He wanted everybody talking about him and his dumbass manifesto. But I want you to understand the issue. So yes, no question, gun is a huge issue. This maniac easily got a gun, right? But the other thing that he wants is the spotlight. Oh, I'm a loser. I got fired. It wasn't my fault. It was her fault. She was racist. It was his fault. He reported me to Human Resources. It was everybody else's fault, but not me. But meanwhile, this guy's like, oh, yes, Virginia Tech shooter, and he knows him. That's his boy, and he wants to be as famous as him. Get real. That's what the reality here is, okay? And then he, again, not clear enough, or make it more clear, he says, yes, it will sound like I am angry. I am, and I have every right to be. No, you don't. But when I leave this earth, the only emotion I want to feel is peace. The church shooting was a tipping point, but my anger has been building steadily. I've been a human powder keg for a while, just waiting to go boom. Well, apparently that is true, and he did. And so, yes, no question he's a maniac. He himself calls himself a powder keg, looks up to killers, but in his own mind still thinks it's everybody else's fault. I look up to mass shooters, but it's other people's fault. Okay. Now, unfortunately, the bad guys apparently both want race wars, and here come the white nationalist groups and supremacist groups to help them out. According to Vocative, the Northwest Front, which is a supremacist racist group in Washington State, is getting ready. The white patriots are gathering and preparing. No demonstrations, petitions, or referendums. Gather and prepare, they say. Okay, so that's the Northwest Front. They're ready to go. The League of the South, another hugely racist group, says whites all across South to be situationally aware and prepared to defend themselves, especially against the current wave of black on white violent crime. So this has given them a great excuse to go around saying, oh, yep, we knew it. Here comes the black people shooting white people. The Council of Conservative Citizens also backed up that statement by the League of the South. A significant number of Republican politicians go to CCC meetings and then go, oh, I didn't know they were bad guys. And here they are talking about, oh, here, black on white crime, be situationally aware, ready to go. Now, the League of the South, which is another racist group, put out an even more urgent warning. They said, security condition orange. This is the right one, right before red when you start shooting everybody, okay? Why did you move it up to orange? Well, they explained it's because imminent danger probable. If you're going to claim that your race is the superior one, you might want to learn how to spell first.